Inflation can silently diminish the buying power of your money, impacting your financial stability. How do you safeguard your wallet from the quiet clutches of inflation, and what simple measures can you implement to maintain your financial footing? In today's video, we're delving into a vital topic that directly influences your finances: the impact of inflation. Picture it as a quiet force, gradually diminishing the purchasing power of your money over time, which can throw a curveball into your carefully laid financial plans. To understand how to navigate this economic landscape, let's take a closer look at what's currently happening in the economy and explore practical steps to shield your finances from the effects of inflation. Demystifying inflation. Inflation operates like a sly companion, slipping into your wallet and manipulating your money. It's not just about prices rising. It's more like a magic trick diminishing the value of your hard-earned cash. Think of saving for a special item, only to find out the cost has increased more than expected when you're ready to buy it. That feeling of disappointment and frustration, that's the emotional impact of inflation. It's not confined to numbers on price tags. It influences your daily life. Suddenly, your paycheck doesn't go as far, and every penny requires careful consideration. Inflation is akin to a financial roller coaster, with unpredictable ups and downs that can create a sense of unease. The housing conundrum. Your decisions about where you choose to live play a significant role in managing your money, and inflation quietly influences the housing narrative. It's more than just the structure. It's a factor that can impact home prices and the cost of your mortgage. Imagine it as a financial weather system that can cause home prices to soar, making mortgage rates dance to its rhythm. When inflation is on the rise, purchasing a home can feel like chasing a moving target, evoking a blend of emotions. It's not solely a pragmatic choice. It's intertwined with feelings of achievement or frustration, depending on how inflation shapes the housing market. The purchasing power dilemma. Inflation goes beyond mere numbers. It touches the fabric of your everyday life. Think of it as an unseen influence that subtly makes its way into your wallet, reshaping your financial landscape. It's more than just the rising cost of goods. It's a cunning trickster diminishing the value of your hard-earned money. Imagine saving for a special treat, like a new gadget, only to discover that the price has climbed higher than expected. That sinking feeling of frustration and disappointment. That's the emotional impact of inflation. It's not just about the figures on a price tag. It has concrete effects on your daily reality. Suddenly, your paycheck doesn't stretch as far. You find yourself meticulously managing every penny. Inflation transforms into a financial roller coaster, with peaks and valleys inducing a sense of unease. Wage stagnation and income inequality. Inflation extends beyond mere price increases. It reaches into your daily life, even influencing job opportunities. It behaves like a subtle force that not only nudges the cost of goods, but also plays a role in determining how much you earn. Imagine the job market as a vast puzzle, where inflation becomes a piece affecting wages and contributing to inequality. It's not just about the figures on your paycheck. It's about the emotions tied to your hard work. When inflation outpaces wage growth, it can leave you feeling somewhat disheartened, as if your efforts aren't keeping pace with the rising tide of prices. The financial struggle transforms into more than just a mathematical problem. It becomes a human experience infused with genuine emotions. Investment strategies in an inflationary environment. Investments are like planting seeds for your financial future. In times of high inflation, the usual safe choices may not provide the same level of protection. It's akin to finding that the familiar paths you once traveled in the financial forest are becoming overgrown. This change in the scenery can evoke emotions ranging from uncertainty to a hint of anxiety. It's like navigating a boat in rough waters, where the usual landmarks may not serve as reliable guides. Decisions regarding where to invest your hard-earned money become more than just numerical calculations. They carry an emotional weight tied to the unpredictability of the financial landscape. Inflation-resistant investments. Investments, much like seeds for your financial future, can face challenges when inflation behaves unpredictably, stirring the branches of your money trees. The typical safe havens might not offer the anticipated protection, resembling a stroll through a once familiar financial forest where certain paths are now overgrown. This metamorphosis can trigger a range of emotions, from the uncertainty of a changing landscape to a touch of anxiety about the security of your money. Navigating through this financial wilderness feels like steering a boat in turbulent waters where the usual markers might not be as trustworthy. Deciding where to put your hard-earned money becomes more than a matter of numbers. It carries the emotional weight linked to the unpredictable financial climate. Historical inflation trends. Taking a glance into the past helps us understand the current situation better. From 1970 to 1990, the annual inflation rate experienced fluctuations, averaging at 6.9%. However, in 1993, the Bank of Canada introduced an inflation target to achieve a more stable and lower inflation rate. For the years 2022 to 2026, the goal is to maintain an annual inflation rate of 2%, with an acceptable range between 1% and 3%. This strategy aims to bring predictability to the economic landscape and provides a guideline for the ideal inflation rate. Inflation versus investment returns. Inflation and investment returns play a part in the money game. When you invest, you want your money to grow. However, inflation acts like a pesky weed, trying to slow down that growth. It's like cheering for your savings to increase, but there's a worry that inflation might be taking some of those gains. Balancing this is tricky. Making sure your money grows faster than inflation can take it away. The feelings involved are a mix of happiness when your investments go up and a bit of concern that inflation might be affecting things. It's like a money game with emotions swinging back and forth. The real-world numbers. Consider the period from 1990 to 2020 as a smooth river where the average annual inflation rate flowed steadily at 1.92%. However, starting in 2021, it seems like the current of inflation has turned into a rapid surging beyond 5%. This might spark a bit of concern. Inflation behaves like a stealthy trickster slowly eating away at the value of your money. The Bank of Canada depends on the Consumer Price Index, CPI, to measure inflation, examining the prices of about 700 items that make up the basket of goods and services. This basket, a snapshot of what people typically spend on, spans various categories like food, shelter, and transportation. These aren't just numbers. They're like gauges telling us the story of how the cost of living is changing, and it's completely okay to feel a bit uneasy about it.